Okay, we're back. This is probably the first time I've done a 4-part video in a while. But still, you had Ric Flair in a... I'm kind of backtracking a little bit from the last part, but it's Ric Flair in a wheelchair.
Well, it's not fair. That's not fair for Flair. No, let's start a campaign. Not fair for Flair. Not that in mind, ladies and gentlemen.
Bobby Heenan and Mr. Perfect are right. It is not fair to Flair. Now, it's obviously not fair to Flair, but still. Because Ric Flair is in a motherfucking wheelchair. And, it's fucking retarded, you know?
As we said, just who will face Ric Flair? I want to hear about it. Hitman Bret Hart? No, he has the flu. He'll be back in action next year. Randy Savage, Intercontinental Champion. How about the reigning Intercontinental Champion? Hey, Flair's used to knocking things around in the skirt. Doesn't matter. Oh, my goodness. All right, then what about Ric Flair versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania? What about dropping this list and letting Ric Flair pick his opponent? No, that's the fair way. Be fair to Flair. Be fair to Flair. If you want to be fair to Flair, then do it the way you're doing. But if you really want to be fair to Flair, that's the way to do it.
Fair to Flair, man. You have to be fair to Flair. He's a fucking legend. But seriously, all these old tapes aside, all the not fair to Flair thing, he got out of his fucking wheelchair and beat the shit out of a bunch of people like he can. I am still waiting to see the figure 4 leg lock applied by Ric Flair on somebody in TNA. I have not seen it yet. I've seen AJ Styles do it, but I have not seen Ric Flair do it. Now, opposed to this match, AJ Styles versus the Pope for the TNA Heavyweight Championship. Now, even though it's in a steel cage, Ric Flair might get involved somehow. I know he can. We know he has the capability of doing that because he is Ric Flair. Now, opposed to, who's going to win this match? I think it's really a toss-up if you think about it. Because Ric Flair is the man.
Let's be realistic for a minute. Am I cooking on your table with this, right? Is this what's happening in professional wrestling?
Ric Flair is the man. I'm just saying that right now.
The most well-known, the best-looking, the best-dressed, custom-made clothes. Roll around my neck, Rolex watch around my wrist. My shoes cost more than you know how to drive a Lincoln Continental, a Mercedes, a Rolls, or a Corvette. Live in the biggest house on the biggest side of town. Shut up, please. And I got limousine sitting out there. A mile on. Your 25 women just died for me to go.
Now seriously, you gotta love this guy. He's Ric Flair, damn it. Do I have to explain it further for the retarded fans? Now, it's Ric Flair first off. Now, thank you for that, Rick. Now, anyway, it is Ric Flair. Now, shut up, Rick, damn it. Now, anyway, that Rick's kind of not drunk anymore. Who's going to win this match? Well, it's really a toss-up if you think about it. You have Elijah Burke, the Pope, what do you want to call him? He deserved a title shot in ECW a long time ago, and he finally gets his fucking world title shot. At the same time, AJ Styles has Ric Flair in his corner. Ric Flair in his corner. Now, even though it's a steel cage, Ric Flair is Ric Flair. He can do whatever he wants, including that. Now, Ric Flair can just, do whatever he wants. But to see that Flair can have his classic outrages by shaking the cage, taking his jacket off, whatever you want to call it, it's Ric Flair, damn it. It's really a toss-up. I don't really know who's going to win this, to be honest. It's really rare that I'm stumped like this. What should I do, Rick? What should I do? Yeah, you're useless. You're useless right now. Thanks a lot, Rick. But, I really don't know. It's going to be a good match. I'm just going to say that much. Now, this is the Lethal Lockdown match, by the way. Team Hogan versus Team Flair. And it's kind of weird, because, you know, Flair and Hogan aren't wrestling anymore. It's kind of awkward to see him on the sidelines. But you have, for Team Hogan, Abyss as the captain. That's kind of messed up in my mind. It could have been Jeff Jarrett, but it kind of makes sense to do the Abyssomania thing, whatever. And he's using Real American for his fucking thing. It's weird. But yeah, Abyss is the captain. Jeff Jarrett, which is a good pick. I'm just going to say that right now. Rob Van Dam and Jeff Hardy. That's a perfect tag team right there. Rather than Jeff Hardy, just add Jeff Jarrett and Abyss to have a hell of a team. For Team Hogan versus Team Flair. Sting as a captain. This is a good move on Ric Flair. Even though Ric Flair and Sting don't get along as well, because, you know, Sting and Ric Flair were rivals back in the day. It was the shit. Now, Sting is a captain in Flair's team. That is unheard of. The last time Flair and Sting tagged up was a fuckload long time ago when Sting was actually in the Four Horsemen. As a, you know, joke, you know, because Flair wanted to keep his world title and Sting was the number one contender at the time. That was like years ago in WCW. Now, years later, like a decade later, I don't even know, maybe a few decades later, I'm not sure. But Team Flair's captain is Sting. Ric Flair and Sting haven't gotten along as well, but it tells you something when they actually do work together. They are unstoppable. Let alone Sting as a captain for Lethal Lockdown. Must I say more? They also have on Team Flair Desmond Wolfe, aka Nigel McGuinness from Ring of Honor, and Beer Money. Now these are both two pretty good teams, but they both have an experience factor. Jeff Jarrett and Sting also have a history, not just in TNA, but from WCW as well, and NWA. And the NWA, sorry. But I honestly think, I don't know, man. These are two matches I don't really have a prediction for. It really goes down to the Lethal Lockdown part of the thing. You know, it's obviously a War Games ripoff. Except the final time period, not a time period, but the last part of the match, they have weapons on the top of a cage, a steel thing, and they put it down on top of the cage, and there's weapons and everything all over. Pin submission to win this match at the end of it, not when you're, 2-minute periods or whatever. But it really happened to Lethal Lockdown. It depends what's up in the weapons. If it's a bat, Sting will take care of that as well. But if it's a guitar, or Tax, or whatever, Abyss or Jeff Jarrett will capitalize on that. It's really a match you cannot predict. Just like Money in the Bank, you can really not predict that match. But anyway, let's see. A cage match where the winner actually has the key. And fuck the time limit. Be right back.